Alright, we're going to do a quick, easy video today on how to mod your PlayStation 3 using the newer PS3 toolset website. Couple things we're going to have first is make sure that your console is able to be modded. If the minimum firmware is low enough, you can run the minimum version check pup file. It's a fake update. Run it like a system update, and it'll tell you if it's able to be modded or not. Second thing you're going to want to do, connect your console to the internet. Make sure the internet is working. After that, grab your USB cord, plug in your controller to slot number 2, because it is going to want it plugged in after we go to run the update. Next, put a flash drive into slot 1. Once that's all been done, we can go ahead, go to the internet browser, press the start button. We're going to delete all this all the way back to www. Oops, didn't mean to go that far. Now press the L1 button, come right before the colon, delete the S. Now we'll go back over. We're going to go to ps3toolset.com. Oops. Press start button. We'll take a moment to load here. It's going to pop up. It's going to want to run the plugin. Hit yes. Now it's going to go through, do all its checks, load everything it needs to load. Once that is completed, it will beep at you 3 times. There's our 3 beeps. Everything's been done. We're going to come down. We're going to press OK. So now that we're on this page, we're going to go up to System Manager. I'm going to go down a little bit. Go to Flash Memory. Save flash memory backup. This is important. We're going to save it to our USB. There's no sense in saving it to the hard drive since you can't plug the hard drive into your computer without the EID root key. So save it there. Now it's going to pop up. It's going to run its operation here. If you're using a anything other than a through G model, it's a NOR memory file, so it's 16 megabytes. We can go ahead and close that. So now we are going to go down to, whoops, didn't mean to do that, flash memory patch. We are going to load patch via HTTP. So they do recommend that you take your flash drive out, you plug it into your computer, and rename that dump. Put like original dump.hex or whatever you want to put. We're not going to go through and download the dump of the flashed or the patched flash. So we can go ahead and close this now that the patch file has been loaded and validated. So after that, we're going to come back over to Flash Memory Patch, come down to Apply Loaded Patch. So as it says, this can brick your console. If you get any sort of error code, whatever, do not turn your console off. Head over to PSX Place and try to figure out what's going on. If you turn your console off, there's a chance that we will not be able to recover it without a hardware flasher. as long as it's still running, we can still go in and edit. So click yes. So this is going to take a few moments to load. So while that's being done, I recommend grabbing your firmware. PSX Place again, very, very good place, very informative place. PSX Place. I'm using EvilNat 4.90. That's the newest firmware. EvilNat is the one that I use now that Rebug is no longer a thing. I used to love Rebug firmware, but you know, times change, people move on, and EvilNat has been kind enough to update everything and have the newest firmware that you can have, which is 4.90. So head over, get that downloaded. The structure for that, you're going to have a folder on the root of your USB drive. It's going to be labeled PS3. PS is going to be in caps. And then you are going to have your folder inside of that PS3 folder labeled Update, which is going to be all caps as well. Once that firmware is done downloading, you will go ahead and place that into the update folder within the PS3 folder. And you have to make sure that PS3 folder is on the root of that flash drive. No exceptions. Make sure it is named PS3 updat. All capital letters. It's going to be a .pup file. So don't worry if it freezes up and tells you, you know, your time elapsed, stops moving. It's just what it does. All right, that check mark in the top corner, it says you can reboot your console. You have to wait for that to pop up, because if you turned it off in the middle, or if your console crashed in the middle of this, that's a brick. That is going to brick your console, hands down. So turn off the system. Yep. So this console is currently running 4.89. So we'll go ahead and update it straight to 4.90. Head over to System Update, update via storage media. Again, make sure that's plugged into the very first slot. There's our EvilNat firmware. And I will also put a link in the description on where you can go to get this firmware. User agreement, no way endorsed, supported, or licensed by Sony. We accept. Turn off system automatically after update, select that, and press start. So everything after this is pretty well self-explanatory if you've ever updated a PlayStation 3. If it freezes in the middle, well, hopefully you don't get stuck in an update loop. If you follow the link that I provide in the description, it'll be directly linked to a download from PSX Place, so you know it's a good firmware update. If it's anywhere else, if somebody has it stored on their MediaFire account, anything like that, and it's not linked through PSX Place or another reputable website, do not trust it. I'd like to think that, you know, there are a lot of good people out there, but there's also a lot of people that aren't so good, and they want to wreak havoc, I guess. So it's going to take a moment here to check for the update data. So now it is installing. Do not turn off the system. This is one of those times where if your console is one of those that likes to just randomly shut off, do not attempt to install this, because if it crashes, it's going to cause more problems. Lot more problems. I actually have a console sitting here that I'm waiting on some tantalum capacitors to replace the NEC tokens, hoping that that is what the issue is due to the error code that I'm receiving, which is another great thing about this website, or this PS3 toolset website. I'll probably do a secondary video for that. So if you do have a console that randomly shuts off with the yellow light of death, just, like for instance this one I have here, I can sit on the XMB for 5 minutes, it'll crash. I can sit on the XMB for 6 hours, it'll, I'll have to turn it off manually. I played Call of Duty for a little bit, just to stress test the console, as it's one that I've delidded. I've done a couple other things to it, and it just randomly crashes. And so with this website, you can pull up the error codes that it has thrown, and then you can go and check your syscon codes to see what it's throwing. So this one is a issue with the voltage on the GPU side of the console, and due to the error code, it's telling me that it is more than likely the NEC tokens. You can order new SMD tantalum capacitors, solder those on there, which are supposed to be better than the NEC tokens, which is why I went that route. I might do a video on that once I get those in, but I will go through and show the errors that you can find on the PS3 toolset website. I'll plug this other console back in and hope that I can at least get to the internet on it. Don't think there's really much else to talk about with this, but we'll wait till it finishes just so you can see from start to finish on, the exact process. Again, it should be pretty self-explanatory, but I know that there are people out there that have probably never manually updated their PlayStation 3 before, so we'll sit here and wait. We'll add a couple more minutes onto the video. Otherwise, if you know what to do from here, you can honestly just stop watching if you wanted to. Alright, so we'll go ahead, we'll turn it back on. Now instead of it saying PS3 on the startup splash, it'll say EvilNat or whatever firmware you decided to go with. That is it. That is literally the video right there. So now you're free to go through. Oh, didn't press the PS button. Now you're free to go through, start adding stuff to it, start figuring out what you can do. Install package files, whatever it is that you'd like to do with this console, whether it be PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PSP games, emulators. Yeah, you are now good to go. Your PlayStation 3 has been completely modded. So I'll go ahead and end the video here. If you like the video, please subscribe. It does, boost that subscriber list up, which I like to see. I like to help people. I want to, try to get as much information out there. I know other people have probably done this video and have done a lot of the videos that I've already done, but I like doing it. Something I do in my spare time. I fix stuff. I make videos. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.